What's up, everybody? American Country Outdoors is heading back out to Rocksprings, Texas to Baker3 Ranch for a little stick and string axis bow hunt. My church, Renew Life Church, is having a retreat out there like we do every year. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go last 2 years based off of COVID and work, but this year be my third year going. Got drawn for back pasture. Actually shot this guy out of one of those water holes. Hopefully we'll get a couple knocked out this year. We're going to do a little bit of blind work. We're going to do a little bit of spot and stalk. We'll see how it goes depending on how it is. It's supposed to be in the hundreds the whole trip, which is generally pretty good for axis just because they like the heat. Every year there's usually a couple competitions that are happening. At noon tomorrow, first person to shoot and tag with a photo of their animal, they get first blood. There's the biggest buck based off of antlers. There's the heaviest weight of overall. So if you get hogs, axis, black buck, ram, all of that added up together, there's a 100-yard challenge shot, which I'm hoping Kirt will get. He just injured himself, so unfortunately he may be out of the game just a little bit. But normally his 100-yard shots, you know, I mean, you've seen some of his stuff that he does on our YouTube page. So hopefully he'll get that, but fingers crossed. All right, everyone, so we are out here, Henry and I. We got here a couple hours ago getting set up. Found a little spot for the morning sit. Got the little pop-up blind. But sitting here, there's a big trail there. There's a big trail there where they're actually going across from the road all the way over. Very big trails. There's a camera right here as well that we've set up. So, got that big old blind. And there's an axis blowing hard. Well, there was some axis blowing. Two of them, one was pretty close. I think they're going away to the other one, but got under some trees. Too much leaves and stuff, dry. Everything's dry. Just couldn't make it. Kind of ruined it. We'll see. I think it's going to be a good spot in the morning. Big old trails. So I lied. I walked back to the Jeep and they had made noises. So I went back. I just heard him again. I thought it sounded like antlers hitting some stuff. So, we'll see. It's only about 7 o'clock. First night in. So I got about 2 hours of sunlight. I don't know what to do. We'll see. Well, as you can tell, it's kind of windy. Wind was in my favor. Just kind of saw black buck just run away. It's the younger one, is still blonde. So, not sure if the axis went, but I'm sure it probably did. I'm just gonna give it like 5 minutes. And if I hear anything, then I'll stay put. But otherwise, I'm gonna head out. Alright, everybody. It is 7:50. A little bit later getting out of here in the water hole. But we're here. I'm in this little brush, and then Henry's about you can see, just got into a whole bunch of turkeys. There's probably like 15 of them roosted. Wind was the wrong way for a buck, so we're gonna go east now, catch whatever maybe. Didn't catch my scent since the wind is blowing north from the south. Just was walking this riverbank, old riverbank here. Came up on a fox about 18 yards out. Just chilling on a big old rock, sitting in the sun. Calmly got up and walked away. So I'm usually not very good at stalking, but just got within 60 yards of a sweet shooter whitetail buck. But fortunately, we're not here for that. And then I almost had a black buck doe just almost run me over on the trail. So must be doing something right for once. Well, that was a pretty good little morning hike. Got to see a pretty stud whitetail buck. I think he had an axis tail running with him, but I couldn't quite tell. Nose was pretty rounded, but then I almost got ran over by a black buck doe about 15 yards before it realized I was there. And then I was about 25 yards from about 10 to 15 roosted turkeys. It's pretty cool. Haven't heard much really since I got out of the blind. It's pretty slow in the blind this morning. Henry went south where more of the axis were talking this morning. So hopefully he's got about 17 minutes to be back at the Jeep. So I'm going to grab this, head to the Jeep, see if he's there. Hopefully he's got something. What's up everyone? So we are finally out here. Kirt arrived. Just got in, set up the blind in one of the water holes. Found that all three have water today. So it's a little dusty out, as you can tell. A little bit of, it's not gray. But Kirt forgot his chair, so he just taking a nap. Alright, what's up guys? Just got to the ranch about 1 o'clock. Wasn't feeling 100% this morning, so got a little extra sleep before heading out here. And it is 180. We sat for a little bit and ran back to get some more waters and some snacks. And took a quick dip in the pool. We're back here on this water hole at the very edge of the ranch, so hopefully we see something tonight. So it's 6:30 at night, and we just left the pool, and still so far nobody's shot anything. So we are still trying for first blood.
Is this the first year it's gone on this long?
No, they've
First blood?
second day I think I've seen it.
Wow.
There's been times where people haven't shot anything until the last day. There was someone who was telling me that the other year there was a buck. It was like a 15-inch axis buck that got shot on the last day, and so he got biggest buck, so it was free. Yeah, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of game talk at the pool, so. Well, the sit this morning wasn't super great. Lots of axis talking south, but it was pretty dusty and getting in this morning. Got a little later start. The sun started beating in the blind, so time to go stalking. We're gonna split up for a little bit. See what happens. So I just left that brush there. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. About to go sit just a little bit, wait for Kirt if he's not back already before we go to lunch. but just 10 minutes ago, I saw 2 axis bugs. One little one, one pretty good one. Saw them at 100 yards. Crept in on a lot of dry brush. It was a little rough, but ended up with 30 yards away. And then I undid my release so I could range it real quick just to make sure, because it was still behind a bush. It heard the release and it took off. But finally saw some. Also found a lot of sheds too. Yep. Alright everyone, so just got back from lunch. Message from a guest speaker. Went to the pool, had some fun with the guys. We decided Kirt wants to shoot a black buck.
Or a ram.
Depends on what we see. But since we don't have any in the back pasture, decided we're gonna come up into Pipeline real quick. Hopefully we'll see some stuff. Just saw a big old mean axis buck at one of the water holes on the way in. But
didn't have time to get a shot on it.
So we'll see what we got. This is a little different type of pasture than in the back pasture, so. Well, Kirt and I did not see anything over at that other pasture, so we're back to the back pasture. Decided to split up a little bit because we're starting to run out of time and both want to try to get something. So I am in the Baronet Snow on the water hole that I killed my buck out of 2 years ago. Just on the other side of the pond a little bit. Right there's where I was sitting. So, see what happens tonight. Kirt should hopefully see something. I should see something. I did forget to mention that we did the 100-yard challenge. Here's some photos of that. Kirt unfortunately hit a tree branch, and so he didn't make it, and he didn't want to buy a mulligan. So, is what it is. Well, it is Saturday morning. Last morning's sit at Baker3 Ranch. Water holes were not good for morning setup due to Curtis showed up.
Okay, so first of all, small celebration. I'll tell the whole story in a second, but I killed an axis buck. Jon has no clue. I'm just gonna pretend it's a doe. And already found it. I backed out, gave it like 30 minutes. It was like 13 yards from where I shot it. Absolute freaking smoked it. I'm so excited. Spot and Stalk, axis archery buck, baby. Let's go. Yes. All right, let's surprise Jon. Pretend it's a doe. Get his reaction.
So the update from Kirt is, sounds like he shot a doe. We heard some noises while we were getting out of the buggy. He went after it. I figured it was a cow because there was cows in the area. Apparently not. I'll tell the whole story in a bit. So saying before is water holes are not good sitting in the mornings just because of how the sun is. Blows right into the blind, so it's not really worth it. So I decided to come out and take a look at this little space. It's pretty sweet. This way I can see stuff from a long ways away and go and stalk it. It's where I saw 2 bucks yesterday, so Kirt's gonna get me in the 45 minutes. So we'll see if something comes in between then.
And so I don't know exactly which way it went, and I don't know where the air... Oh, it was right back there. I didn't see blood at all back there. I'll show you where I found first blood. So I found first blood right here. That's literally the first blood I saw.
You motherfucker. I knew it. Well, it is the last sit this year at Baker3 Ranch. It is about across the water. Well, like I was saying, it's the last sit at Baker3. It's almost 4 o'clock. And decided to sit in the water hole at the tree today. Last time I was in here, it didn't have any water. We got water. And yes, I just had an axis doe and a whitetail doe just come across the water pond. But I can't see it because of the big old tree hanging down. So, it's promising. We decided to come here because there's recent activity in the edge of the water. Unlike the other ones, the water holes, they had nothing really. We saw a lot of whitetail at them, but figured we give this one a shot. Kirt is done sitting water. Refuses. After he shot his buck, he's back on his spot and stalk. He's mad that I convinced him to sit water. But we'll see what happens with him.
Hey, what's up, guys? Clearly I'm filming this part of the video from in my garage at home because on Sunday when we woke up, we hunted Saturday night and it was dark and we didn't have time to record after the hunt. And Sunday when we woke up, we had to help clean some gut piles and get some stuff done at the ranch. And so filming this from my garage at home. With that being said, we're really bummed out we didn't get this on video. We recorded hard for a couple of days before deciding to split up. We only have one camera, which we're going to be working on getting another one for scenarios like this, even though it'd be pretty hard to self-film something exactly like this. But yeah, after we split up, I started hearing thrashing maybe, I don't know, 100 yards from the side-by-side, and I knew it was an animal, but I didn't know what it was, so I treated it like it was a monster buck, and I put a stalk on it. I got to about 60 yards, and I realized it was an axis, and I knew it was an axis buck because I heard the antlers hitting the trees, and I confirmed it was an axis, and I easily could have taken a quartered away shot at 60, but he had no clue I was there, and the wind was in my favor, so I went ahead and snuck into 42 yards, ranged him behind a tree. He was still quartered away, thrashing some antlers. I didn't know exactly how big he was, but I was fully prepared to shoot the buck, whether it was the biggest or not the biggest. So I drew back, stepped out from behind the tree, let that arrow fly, and he was quartered away. And normally I hear like a really loud meat pop, and I didn't hear a meat pop, so I was kind of worried, and I started kicking myself thinking I missed, and I backed out like Jon said and went and found him. And then when I went back to get the side-by-side, I decided I was going to go ahead and get in there and check on it. I couldn't wait to go get Jon with the side-by-side because he had a bum ankle. And he was maybe 10 yards from where I shot him. Perfect quartered away shot. Didn't hit heart, but I got double lung. And we got back to camp. We didn't measure him right away, got him cleaned up, got him put away in the freezer, all that. And then Sunday, when we were leaving and cleaning up, I pulled my buck out, getting ready to load it up. And PB, one of the pastors from the church, from the retreat, asked me, "Did you measure that?" And I was like, "No, like it's not the biggest buck. I don't really care about the score." He's like, I would put tape on that, dude." I was like, "Okay. Yeah, I guess." And so we ended up taping it out, and I ended up winning the biggest buck competition by about 3 inches. So I really appreciate PB for suggesting me measure it. I got home So I ended up winning the biggest buck. Was pretty pumped on a high on that. And then I got home, dropped it off at Eddie's Game and Processing here to get some of the meat processed. I normally do a lot of the processing myself, but I've been kind of lazy lately. And I dropped off the antlers and the hide at Rustic Reminders taxidermy here in San Antonio. They do really good work. A little more on the steep side of the price, but the work they do is really good quality, so I'm okay with that. And so I won't be getting that back for a full year. But yeah, ended up winning the biggest buck. My first axis buck. My first axis with a bow, because my doe I shot with a rifle, even though I really don't rifle hunt. That was more of like I had a rifle with me and we were checking feeders and got lucky. We weren't really hunting when that happened. But with that being said, this video is already pretty long, so I'm going to get y'all out of here. Please leave a like. It doesn't take anything but 2 seconds of your time.